I love that I'm filming this video whilst I'm dressed like this. I'm just realising. I got my red light behind me. I've got one light shining here, a ring light here. I really do look like some 90s grunge hoe. I sort of dig it. It's perfect for this video, to be honest. I look like a seductress who is ready to school you bitches.
Ooh, Barracuda.
Hey guys, I don't usually just jump on camera like this, but it is 3 AM and I was on Facebook and I seen something that really grabbed me by the tits, twisted them and pissed me off so much that I thought I need to throw this ring light up my camera, get on YouTube and start ranting about it. I haven't ranted in forever, it feels like, especially on YouTube, but for a long time on YouTube I have kept myself to myself. I have not really said much about any situation really, but I realise in some situations it is better to speak up about something than just sit in silence. And let's talk about junkie shaming, just addict shaming in general. People who suffer with many addictions who get shamed on a daily basis by small-minded people online, or perhaps small-minded people day to day in a shop, in a store, I don't know. You may overhear something on a bus. These sort of small-minded people who have never personally dealt with anyone in their life suffering from an addiction, so they're so small-minded they only take from TV, movies, train spotting, and now I know a lot of people may not agree with me on this video. That is completely okay. It is time we started just having discussions without jumping down each other's throat. That's the fucking lie actually. I know for a fact, like 2 minutes into this video I'm going to be like, and one thing bitch, and one other thing bitch, like that sort of stuff. So if you don't like something, speak up, but just do it in a way that we can communicate with. Not in a way where you're just saying, shut the fuck up faggot, you junkie faggot. Yeah, I am a faggot. That's up the dick. No. Anyway, junkie shaming. I was on Facebook and I seen this girl who basically shared something on Facebook and it said, fucking junkie bastards, I hope they die. The fact that this girl just jumped straight to, I hope these junkies fucking die, that is the issue we are having in today's society. That says a lot about someone as an individual, and I've seen a lot of these sort of posts which got me to do this video in the first place. We're just so quick to shame junkies and see them as these treacherous people who don't deserve any love and kindness. These junkies, they need love and they do need help from society instead of the straight away shaming them. We have to sit back and realise this is someone's daughter, son, dad, brother, sister. Do you think people with addictions want to be addicts? Do you think they just woke up one day and decided, oh my god, I'm gonna destroy the rest of my life just to get a hit and to destroy everyone else around me's life? Now, how do I say this without being a bitch? There is so many reasons why people become addicts. They aren't just the scum of the earth. They never grew up to be an addict. At one point they were a young kid, innocent, who had their whole life ahead of them, and somewhere down the line they steered off into a wrong path which took them down this road of escaping reality. We should be trying to decipher why the fuck as a society are we trying to escape reality so much in the first place? As someone who has grew up with a family full of addictions, from alcoholism, drugs, etc., it sort of all molds into each other. For my whole life, that's all I've known. But I do not look at my family in disgust or with anger. I feel as though we should be looking the other way and giving them more love, more affection and more attention. Now trust me, I know the feeling of giving up on addicts. I know how difficult it can be for the family and the ones who are surrounded by the addict and love the addict. I know how difficult it can be for them because I have been in that situation, especially throughout my childhood where I watched my parents suffer from alcoholism. I know how many times I could not sleep at night until my mum was safe in her bed instead of stumbling around upstairs. Like, we had stairs right next to our bedroom, and every single night I'd be lying in bed to make sure she did not slip and fall down the stairs when she was drunk. So I know the daily stress of having to take the bottle away. So I do sympathise with people who love those who suffer from addiction. There is this wonderful TED talk from a man named Johann Hari. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But if you Google TED Talk addiction, he'll probably be the first video that pops up. And I was watching him and how he was explaining that we need to start loving addicts more and showing them compassion, because it's so much easier to get angry at an addict and start jumping down their throat. Trust me, that does not help addicts. It creates shame and guilt. I have suffered from addiction myself. When you are shamed for being an addict and someone is basically calling you out or just shouting at you because all this anger is built up, you will lay in bed and feel so guilty and ashamed that the first thing you want to do is escape reality. So it creates more issues, so you're popping more pills and drinking more. I have learned through perseverance and dealing with this on a daily basis for a long time, we need to just step back and say to an addict, I am here for you, I love you, and you are going to get through this with my help. Just be there for them, and when they are ready, they will come to you and ask for help. I know sometimes you just want to throw them in rehab before it gets too late. Sometimes that may be the issue, you may have to do that, but a lot of times addicts will just relapse because it was not their decision. And the sad reality of this is some people just cannot live in reality. We as addicts did not ask to be put in this situation. So all I'm asking is please sit back and think, if that was my mother, if that was my sister, brother, would I want the world just calling them a junkie bastard and hoping they die? Would I want people speaking to my dad like that? One point I really want to make in this video is we really need to deal with addicts in a different way. It's not fucking working. Whatever is happening right now, it's not working. We need to build more rehab centres other than throwing them in prison. Because trust me, they're going in prison and coming out worse. It does not help anyone. We know this does not work from now. This has been going on for years and years and years and years and years. Prison is creating addicts. It is making addicts worse. It's not helping them mentally. You are throwing them in prison for a few months because they maybe stole something from a shop and sold it for drugs, or maybe they sold their bodies. What makes you think throwing them away for a few months is going to help them at all mentally? It's not, and it's clearly fucking not working. We really need to change shit up. Open more rehab centres, create new jobs for people who have nursing degrees, doctors, instead of building more jails, build more rehab facilities. It's really that simple. I mean, since 2001 I think it was, Portugal legalised all drugs, and do you know how much better and amazing they have become as a country and as a society in general? They have seen dramatic drops in overdoses, HIV and hepatitis infections, drug-related crimes. They are putting less people in prison. Portugal is getting it right and the rest of the world is far behind for some reason, and I bet you it's because in some way it makes the government more money. Any money has got something to do with that, because they would have jumped on this much fucking sooner. Conspiracy theory, Shane Dawson got on that shit right now. But if this worked, we need to see why it worked. Personally, I do believe that there is no reason at all why drugs should be banned, because we are crafty. There is always going to be a way around getting the drugs. We are always going to get the drugs. Drugs are not going anywhere. So it's about time we flipped a switch and seen what happened if we legalised them. We as a country, as a society, need to change the way we look at drugs, the way we look at addicts. I'm from the UK, I'm from Scotland. I don't know where a lot of you guys are from. Maybe you are from the UK or the United States. United States is a whole other issue because they have created something, a war on drugs, that the whole mind of the United States just sees junkies, addicts as disgusting human beings who will never be saved. And that is really fucking sad. Guys, if you're watching this and you do suffer from addiction, I am here for you. And I know that you didn't plan this, so just know that I'm here for you, even though these fuckers on Facebook and Twitter and stuff may throw out some insensitive jokes and stuff and shaming. They don't matter. All that matters right now is your recovery. Just know that someone cares. That's the main purpose of this video. Just know that someone cares, okay? You are not alone. A lot of us do not want you to die. You are in pain, and that does not make you a bad person, okay? Your addiction, your demons are just something you have to battle, but those demons do not determine who you are as a person. Have I ranted enough during this video? Thank you so fucking much for watching. Shout out to Portugal. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I do apologise for this last minute rant. Love ya.